Okay, here we are. This is Paddy's night. Woohoo! It's Paddy's night. You'd never say it in this house. I'm recording now.
Hey, you?
Yes.
Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a podcast. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours Avalon Standard Time.
Hey listeners, it's Nancy in BC, just calling to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope nobody's too hungover tomorrow.
Hello all, this is AJ from Waterloo, Ontario, wishing everybody a happy St. Paddy's Day. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Hey, this is Columbine in Boston, giving a St. Paddy's Day shout out to all of you there in Roarland. You're with the Roar!
Republic of Avalon Radio.
You're with the Roar!
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the Roar. I'm Jim Fidler. Welcome aboard for episode 29 of Republic of Avalon Radio. This is our special St. Patrick's, or as we like to say around here, Paddy's Week edition of the Roar. This week we have all sorts of fun and frolics for you. We're going to be taking you down into downtown St. John's, down to the pub, down to Erin's pub, precisely, where we will speak with the proprietor, Ralph O'Brien, who, with his group, the Sons of Erin, as well as some of his friends, some of his countrymen who came here in the late 60s, including Dermot O'Reilly, Fergus O'Byrne, Dennis Ryan. Between them all, the Sons of Erin and Ryan's Fancy really did a lot to influence a revival of Irish and traditional music in Newfoundland and Labrador throughout the late 60s and through the 70s and the 80s, from their recordings and, of course, their television and radio work. So we're very, very honored to have the opportunity to talk to Ralph. We'll be featuring some music from the Sons of Erin. As well, we will play a cut from my latest CD, Midnight Rover, and a little bit of music in the St. Patrick's spirit. I made a CD a few years back with a good friend of mine, Eamonn Dillon, who hails from Belfast. And we'll be featuring a little tune very shortly called Trim the Velvet, which him and I worked on together. Actually, the only people you hear on this recording are Eamon and myself. So, that is two friends making music together and having a lot of fun. And that's what the whole thing is supposed to be all about here, this St. Patrick's. It's about friends, sharing music, maybe the odd bit of gargle, and just enjoying each other's company. So we hope you enjoy our company this week. We'll just send a big shout out to all of you who have been showing up on our chat server over at republicofavalonradio.com, for which the instructions are available in our show notes, in our wiki show notes. So all you have to do is go over to the website www.republicofavalonradio.com, click on the wiki show notes, and just go into Fidler's Pub. Right up on the top there, you'll see the instructions, and we'd love to hear you come on board. The more the merrier. And the crowd that we've got over there now are second to none. Big shout out to Nancy in BC, as well to Tanya in Ontario, and Amanda in New York, who of course was on the show here a few months back when she came to the Republic of Avalon for a visit. And I think Helen in Colorado is threatening to get in there, and in Philadelphia, as well as Vic, have been in. AJ, Buffy, my good old friend Bob. We're going to have to do something at some point in the future. My friend Bob, we grew up together. First band I ever put together or played in or anything, him and I played in together, and then we played in a couple of bands throughout our teens and in through high school. And it's really great to see Bob in there. So a big shout out to you, Bob, as well. And with no further ado, let's just move on, and play a bit of music. This is from the album Storm the Kettle, which is a Newfoundland expression, which just basically means time for a cup of tea. The musicians on this recording are myself, yours truly, doing the background music, I suppose you would say. And my good friend Eamonn Dillon playing the uilleann pipes. Eamonn is a multiple All-Ireland uilleann pipe champion. The uilleann pipes are the national pipes of Ireland. And what more suiting instrument to kick off episode 29 of Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with the roar!
Here we are. It is day 2 of Paddy's week.
It's actually just going to be Paddy's weekend for us this time.
Yes, for us.
Hey, boys.
So it is Saturday night.
Get Gypsy to say hi.
Hey, say hi, please. And we are going out into the brew.
It's a bit slippery out here.
It's a bit slippery. You got your keys?
Yes.
Whew. Okay.
Always.
Good thing. Good job.
Careful of the steps. We have some slipperage.
Slipperage?
Be very careful. Hold the rail and go
Okay.
very slow.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Maybe you are.
Okay.
All right, so we're trotting through the snow.
Okay. Getting into the cab. Hello.
Hello. Good. How's it
Happy
going?
Paddy's Day. Or
Morning, yes. Morning. Yes, happy Paddy's weekend.
Yes.
Week. Year.
We're off to the pub.
To the errands.
Yes, please.
okay.
Much on the go around this evening?
Dead.
Really?
Really?
No.
Dead. Dead.
Well, there must be a few bodies down to Erin's.
No.
No.
Last night, I never saw anything like last night in my life.
That's weird.
Maybe everybody just did the last night thing.
I think
We were landed on the Friday or something.
Yeah.
everybody's sick.
I can't imagine.
Me neither.
Gee whiz, we used to like pile into it for a week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it went on for days. Cutbacks.
We were having Paddy's Day cutbacks. It always used to be Paddy's week, you know. It was like a whole week that people would be on the go.
Yep. What's happening?
I don't know. We're losing our culture. Well, I'll be celebrating July 4th before too long, I'd say.
Oh, listen, what's that song on the radio? Would you mind turning that up just a little bit?
Oh, listen. Hey. That's the title track of my new CD.
That's Jim.
Well, I've been midnight rolling, and I tell you no tale.
It's kind of cool.
And my only fixation was smoking dark ale. But now I'm returning my
Fascinating.
and I tell you I'll go midnight rolling no more. One night down in St. John's, I went into this place with the best of intentions and a smile on my
It's
face.
interesting to be hearing this as we go into the pub.
Yeah. I wonder how many people actually catch on to the reggae bass line going on here.
When the dough hit the counter, my name was
They
secure.
probably just know that they like it.
Yeah.
Flat as a porter, so strong and so pure. I drank to the health of the mint and the press, and I cursed all of those who would shun me for less.
So how does it feel hearing yourself on the radio in the cab?
Yeah, it feels good. Yes. It's funny because I didn't recognize it at first, but the thought crossed my mind. I said, just a minute ago, I thought, geez, wouldn't that be a cool, because, you know, he's listening to Radio Newfoundland. Wouldn't it be interesting if one of my songs came on while we were on the way down, while we're recording here and everything? And lo and behold.
Doesn't happen all the time.
Yep.
It's a very fitting song, I think, for Paddy's weekend.
Yes. Especially with nobody out. Sounds fine on the radio, even with all the compression that they're squatting the heck out of it with.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll put on after it. That should prove interesting. Poppy or something.
There's a few people in there. The windows are steamed up, so.
That's a good sign.
I wonder if Roland will be
There we go. Cool.
Thank you.
I guess that doesn't happen to you often when you're driving along, you pick somebody up and they come on the radio.
Last time was Gordon Lightfoot, and the time before that it was...
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You never know our luck. We might see you again later on. Okay.
Shall I keep this running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, we are going into the pub.
We are going into the pub.
At least that's the plan.
Yes, it is.
We'll have to see now what happens. Because you never know. You never know.
Oh. Not that many people here.
Huh?
Not that many people here.
No?
Hi, this is Todd Collins from Cuchullin's Irish Pub in Streetsville, Mississauga. You're listening to The Roar, and God bless your cotton socks.
But they're hanging out the window. I could get a shout out from them or something. Hello.
Happy St. Pat's.
Hey, same to you.
I was just thinking about you today.
And it was all,
I think he's going to kiss you.
It was all terrible thoughts. It was all terrible thoughts too.
I know. I heard you were in the Caribbean someplace.
Yes, it was.
Yep. You have listened to the show.
I never believed it.
She had a big interview with Eddie Grant. He's going to be on the show now.
I don't want to dance.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, absolutely.
We heard the other night and they played that song.
Yeah,
Electric, yes.
I heard. That's amazing.
The birthday well
I mean,
enjoyed.
that's never been played at Erin's
It's
Pub,
a week
I'm
ago,
sure.
I suppose.
Are you coming in?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get in.
You're coming in from the
You're
cold.
with us. You can go anywhere.
I was talking to Jason Sims a minute ago.
Coming
in.
Yeah.
Coming in from the cold.
You got a microphone?
Yes.
You do.
Say hello to the
I never
folks.
leave home without it now.
Hello.
Say
Hello, stuff. Hello, Ralphie.
Good.
You never know what you're going to encounter or who you're
No.
going to meet. Or
Hi, Joe.
Hello, Rich. How are you, man?
I'm going back.
Good to see you.
Yourself.
How are things?
Well, pass and push. Yourself.
Shall we?
Yep. Okay.
We're heading in there, Ricardo.
You're going to actually have a beer with us?
Yeah, I will manage. I've been meaning to get down. I told Jim last week.
You're going to come back for a beer? Good. Yes, sir.
Cheech Alicia's back.
Thanks a lot.
Where's Chong?
Your tongue, I guess.
I'm Chong, I guess, yeah.
Thank you.
That's not mine. That is mine.
Would you like to say a shout out to the listeners of Republic of Avalon Radio?
What?
A repeat shout out, yeah.
You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio here from Ern's Pub.
And it's Paddy's Day in...
Tom Donahue here.
That's right, of the famous Donahues, of the Fogo Island Donahues.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the people at Jim like.
No, that's right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know what? When we were in Cork last year, just outside of Cork, we saw a guy that looked just like you for the world.
Except he was good looking.
And we've had lots and lots of requests. Talk like you and everything.
But we're going to do our two favorites.
Fidler, you're a bum and you'll always be a bum. But you're a good mate. I hope you take that before.
Yeah, bum.
Oh, you're the bum.
And tomorrow,
yeah,
here tomorrow.
Oh, you're the bum.
Come down tomorrow again because
Oh, you're the bum.
wall-to-wall music again.
But you know the problem with some of the Donahues have is that we're great storytellers. We're great people that know people and know stories and know traditions.
Yeah.
But a lot of us, like myself, are very poor song singers.
Oh, really?
Uncle Tom Sullivan, I'll never forget it, in Calvert, he said to me one day, he said, Donahue, he said, would you do me a song? I said, of course, Tom. I said, if you ask, I will. Because Sean Sullivan just sang a song. Harold Sullivan had just did a song. So me and my own inspiration thought that, okay, well, I'll do one to follow the lads. So I did one. And I was waiting for his response to what I had done. He said, that's the best song that I ever heard said. So instead of telling me that I couldn't sing or that I didn't have an ear, his most diplomatic way of telling me.
He was a gentleman.
His most diplomatic way of telling me that I couldn't sing was, "That's the best song that I ever heard said."
Yes.
But it's funny, it's like we grow up hearing those things, but never know. Like we take it as funny. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's Newfound humor. That's wit. That's humor right on the spot.
Yeah.
Right. I said to him one day, I said, Uncle Tom, I said, Tom Sullivan, I said, Tom, how many children have you? Because you don't own things. You don't own things on the Southern Shore. You have them.
Yeah.
You have things. You have a car. You have a cow. You have a garden. You don't own it.
Yeah.
And I said, Tom, how many children have you? Well, he said, I suppose. No, he said, I don't suppose anymore. I allows. There's about 38. And I said, Tom, 38 children. No, he said, not children. He said, I suppose, he says, there's about 18 children. There's 22 grandchildren. And he said, there's about 92 great-grandchildren. But he said, it allows to be hundreds, only for the pill. Now, this is coming from a Catholic man that's not even supposed to say. You're not even to speak of the word the pill. But he said that allows to be hundreds, only for the pill.
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with the roar!
Okay, here I am in the back room at Erin's Pub, and I am with the proprietor, who happens to be Ralph O'Brien. I have him here with me right now, and so I just wanted to welcome you to the Roar.
Thank you very much indeed. It's really nice. I believe we've got an awful lot of listeners now.
We do.
So that's terrific. You know what I mean? It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's great that we can have this kind of a conversation worldwide with people, and they'll get to know us in Newfoundland, and that's wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we really want to have you on for a show as well because.
Yes, I got to go up and record some songs with Jimmy.
Yeah.
And we'll do some maybe Jim will get. A few instruments going. We do some different stuff from Ireland, and
that would be excellent.
Yeah.
Ralph has a long history of music, and you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we started in Toronto in 1967. When I arrived in Toronto in '67, I listened to bands like playing Irish music, and I didn't really like how they were doing it. It was too many Touralura jobs, like, you know what I mean? And it upset me to the point of where I said, well, sure, we can do a job of this ourselves, like, you know what I mean? So I put an advertisement in the paper, and a fellow named Dermot O'Reilly, it was working in Hamilton, and I was working in Hamilton, so I advertised for Irish singers. So Dermot arrived, and now Fergus was with us during our parties we used to have on Saturday night when we were in Toronto, like, I mean, before before the idea was conceived that we could kind of start a band, like, and the band was called the Sons of Erin, like, you know, Sons of Ireland. Right. And so we used to get together, and we went down to play in the Windsor House on Church and Richmond in Toronto. And first night we went in, probably, maybe 5 or 6 people. And the next night, it was an entourage. It was a phenomenal, you know what I mean? And so it was great fun, like, you know what I mean? And so we had Gary Kavanagh. Gary was from Tala. And we had Fergus O'Byrne, who was from Cabra. Dermot O'Reilly, he was from Drimnagh in Dublin. And myself, I was from Clondalkin in Dublin. So there was four fellas from Dublin. So that band lasted about a year and a half. And then I branched off, and Dermot and the lads branched off to Sullivan's Gypsies, and with a fella by the name of, Don Sullivan from Lisburn in the north of Ireland, and that was Sullivan's Gypsies. And we were playing with, I formed a group with Johnny Lynn, who was from Kilkenny, and little Johnny Cameron from Scotland, and myself. And we had Dennis Ryan with us, which afterwards became Ryan's Fancy. Right. And so that was 69. We did a lot. We toured continuously, love, for almost up to 86, 87 until I got this bar. And then I kind of I was too busy, so we played more locally. Like, I mean, so I more or less concentrated on the business, but we still recorded some CDs and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did you end up coming to Newfoundland?
We were hired, but we were playing in Toronto, and it was very, very successful. And we were just sent down to play in the Strand. Okay. And the Strand was the same thing, love. There was about 30 people. You know what I mean? And the next night you couldn't get in. And we played. This would be for all our entertainers out there. Right. We played through a Bogan amp, 30 watts. And I mean. So when we played, there might be 100 and 150 people there, and everybody, really quiet, because because the amp was no good. I mean, 30 watts, and like, you know, we've got in the house now, we've got 2,000 watts. Wow. You know what I mean? So, and we were 30 watts, so you couldn't hear it. So we were half afraid to be near the mics anyway. You know what I mean? But it was a tremendous learning experience, and. We graduated then to maybe a 200 watt amp, like, I mean, so we were real stars then.
So you really liked Newfoundland?
I loved it. It's, well, my choice, if I had a choice to live anywhere, I'd be staying right here, which I intend to. Yes. I love Ireland, but I especially love Newfoundland because people are very, very, very loving, very caring, and they understand their music, and there's a great relationship with British and Irish and Newfoundlanders, like, I mean, especially the Irish and Newfoundland, like, I mean, because there's a lot of similarity, and there's, Newfoundland being there's a heavy Irish contingent here, Irish extraction, like, you know what I mean?
There certainly is,
yeah.
And we've got that whole island thing going on as well.
Yeah.
There's always similarities.
But that was wonderful what you and Jim done last year, bringing over those bands from Waterford and around Ireland. Yeah. And that was lovely, kind of swapping.
It was.
Yeah, the entertainers, like, you know, I mean, the songwriters from Ireland, the songwriters from Newfoundland meeting, and a kind of a cross-Atlantic kind of, and that was a beautiful idea.
You know, we want to do that again this year.
Yes.
We're going to try somewhere else, another island this year.
Yes.
Possibly Barbados, actually.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which would bring a lot of, because there's a lot of similarities.
Would then you get reggae, wouldn't you know, all that kind of...
We'd get a lot of African style,
yes, that would be super.
Music, and Jim has had that idea for years, about blending the Celtic and the African.
Yeah. Well, I was in Marrakesh, and I was listening to the bands, wonderful music, the folk music, So with that'll be kind of just wonderful stuff.
It's very interesting, you know.
Oh yeah,
It's a whole new spin on things. It's good.
And
for
they've got
people.
great stories to tell of, and there's wonderful dance and the different instruments they play are very exciting, and they use a lot of percussion, bongos, and all that kind of stuff. Beautiful music.
Well, we all have the same stories to tell, don't we?
Oh yes, oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for our history,
That's
and our
right.
culture.
And just blending our music with their music. And do you know what the funny thing, love? We find that the different airs, and from the different countries are very similar.
Yeah,
but
that's
just
very
with different, obviously different lyrics.
Yeah.
But which is very interesting. Like I mean, so our music is very international. Like
It
you know what I
should-
mean?
it definitely
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It brings people together.
I'll tell you something, love. If there would never be a war in that ever again, if if music had any control over it all, because you can have 500 people, 2,000 people in a bar, and they're singing, and if they're enjoying themselves, it's wonderful, and it's great air of contentment, and there's not. It's bringing people together, love. There's nothing like it. I mean, when you play for mentally challenged people, it's absolutely unbelievable. The energy that comes just fed back to the entertainers from the kids, because we've done a lot of that. In fact, in Michigan, we released a song called Simplicity, and we donated the proceeds to the mentally challenged children around in the Michigan area. Because at one time we put this song Simplicity, and we were going to do it for the Canadian All Canada, and for the mentally challenged people, and Anne Murray was selected over us, so we had it done anyway. I had it done. So while we played a lot in the States, but in Michigan we were very close to a lot of people. My daughter was christened down there, so we released an album down there. It wasn't an album; it was a single, and people gave $5 or $20 or $50 just for a single.
Wow.
It was a 45.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
What's the song?
Simplicity.
Simplicity. Do
Yeah.
you have that on your CD?
Yeah, we have it on the last CD. It's good to see you.
Can we play that on our?
Oh, I'd love you to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a song written by Phil Coulter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He wrote a lot of songs actually for the Bay City Bay City Rollers.
Will we be allowed to play that? That's okay.
Oh God, yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yes. He would love it.
Okay.
Because it's I don't think it's ever been done in that contents before. It's a very interesting song to play. It's actually Phil Coulter had a son who was mentally challenged, and he passed away, unfortunately. And Phil Coulter wrote this song, and the idea of a man being able to write that song after something like this happening to his child, it's amazing, and it's a magnificent song. Paddy Riley, of course, recorded, and of course, Luke Kelly from the Dubliners was that was a kind of everybody tried to copy Luke. But it was a great time. It was wonderful.
I'm sure you had some good times.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And,
Thanks a million, love. I'll be looking forward to doing something on the radio with a bit of music yourself and Jim.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Thanks very much, now.
Thank you.
Bye.
See the child with golden hair and eyes that show the emptiness inside. See now, can we understand just how he feels, or have we really tried? See him now as he stands alone and watches children play at children's games. Simple child, he looks almost like the others, yet they know he's not the same. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, seems there, not recognizing the kind face only yesterday loved, the loving face of a mother who can't understand what she's been guilty of. Now she cries tears of happiness the day the doctor told her it's a boy. Now she cries tears of helplessness and thinks of all the things he can't enjoy. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no. Only he knows how to face the future, hopefully surrounded by despair. He won't ask for your pity or your sympathy, but surely you should care. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, no, oh no.
I don't think it's
How's everyone there in the club? I feel like
You on the board?
Yeah.
So where's Paddy?
He's in this little box here.
Is he? Paddy in the box?
It's out the airport now.
Go away. Is he leaving or coming?
What?
Is he coming or going?
He's gone.
Oh.
He's
really?
hammered.
Oh, see you, Paddy.
See you, Pa.
Shag off, Paddy.
Pa, you still there, man? Right. Take care of yourself, man.
Hope you had a happy day.
Yeah.
It was yours.
Go on. Go on, good luck, lad.
Watch out for the cars.
What?
Paddy in the box.
Yeah. Come on, back in.
Watch out for the
Fuck
horses.
going home. You'll have a horrible time at home. Come back out here, man. We'll all get drunk again. Come on, look, good luck. Oh. Alright, good luck. Now grab a smoke, obvious.
What?
Have you got smoke?
I don't have. Do you have smoke there?
A smoke?
Yeah.
I dare, sir.
Oh, there's a good man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
That'll do the
There he
job.
goes.
That'll do the job. That'll stick to
Is Paddy gone?
Yeah, Paddy went.
Paddy go bye-bye.
Paddy go bye-bye, yes. So he's getting the 12 o'clock flight, is he?
Yeah.
To death row. I mean Heathrow.
And he's got a few in it.
Death row. Oh, let him stop it.
I can't say that's a hideous place, that is.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
At least you can have a wee fag in there anyway.
Yeah. No, we weren't allowed to have any fags in there.
No?
No.
There are smoking.
There are smoking, you just
Yeah.
didn't find it. Yeah, there are places you can smoke in there, yeah.
You'll never that for the way back. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez, that's a short trip.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You came over just for Paddy's Day?
Yeah. I know, one of the boys is going out with one of the girls, Angie. Angie, you know Jenny Gears?
Yes.
Sister. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. We know him. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really know him, but...
Yeah, so Debbie dragged us on over.
Oh,
That was
okay.
it.
Jeez, you must be really surprised with the whole culture here and the lingo.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
and the faces, you know, we found when we were over in Cork and Waterford, we'd be walking along the street and we'd just be seeing all these faces like, Christ, that looks just like so-and-so and all that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, you
Great.
find-
Great spot.
Yeah.
And he really liked to drink as well, you know.
You came at a good time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably time, wasn't it? We planned it well, we did.
Yeah, you're in the gargle quarters now.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm turning up.
You find it cold here?
It's a bit chilly, yeah.
No, it's not that bad. No.
What's it like back home?
It's a little bit warmer,
Warmer than this, yeah.
Just a small bit, but like during the winter, the same as this.
Yeah.
Same temperature as this now.
You're starting to get a few flowers around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
now?
daffodils.
Daffodils, yeah.
Oh, the good old daffodils.
Yeah.
Daffodil day.
We won't see a flower till probably July.
Yeah. We were over and played at the Triskel in Cork.
Yeah.
And we were also up. Where the hell else did we? Where else did we go?
We're in Waterford. It's a few pubs in Waterford.
Alleys in Waterford. That's the spot.
It's good, yeah. Waterford's a good old place.
Yeah.
Horrible people, though.
So all you people listening in Waterford, go to Kildare.
I never said that, I swear to God.
What was your name again?
Go to Kildare and look.
Where do you live?
Go to Kildare and look for a fella called Liam.
No.
And good luck. Good luck finding him.
Let's no forwarding address.
I'll give you one of the lads' names. Paddy Dygan, he lives in Grange Mellon, on Ballyroe. Get him. Go get me.
I'd say there's probably a few Liams kicking around Kildare, I'd say.
Oh, there is. There's plenty of them.
Yeah. So have you met anybody around here since you've been here, like with the same family names as back home? Because there's a lot. This place here is maggoty with like Sullivans and O'Keefe's and
O'Connell's,
O'Brien's and.
What's your last name?
O'Connell.
O'Connell.
O'Connell's.
There's O'Connell's here, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good name.
A lot of people around here from like Waterford.
It is a good.
County Waterford, County Cork, Wexford.
Yeah. And I work Cork people. O'Connell's are Cork. Kerry.
Yes, indeed. Johnny Layback. How are you doing?
So who is this going out to?
This is going out to a bunch of people all over the world listening to
what's that?
To our thing called Republic of Avalon Radio. We'll write it down for you so when you get home you can hear it.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, you
I don't want to hear myself drunk.
Yes, you do. So now you're gonna have to give a little shout out to the people, a little happy Paddys from just
this is John.
No, we got you now. Liam O'Connell, come on.
Oh, I gave it too much away, did I?
We're dragging it out of it.
Oh, slowly but surely you get me.
Inch, row by row. Just give us a shout out so we can get our horses in and warm up a bit.
I don't know what to say.
Just who you are, where you're from, and
I'm Liam. I'm not an alcoholic. I like to dance and wear no shoes and socks are always a necessity. All right, thanks very much.
That'll do fine.
I noticed you were looking for a dancer in there and no takers. Eh?
Yeah.
Do you play anything? Do you play any music or anything?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I play guitar.
Okay.
Tin whistle.
Right on.
A small bit of the piano.
Yes, how's it going?
That's okay. Hi, Max.
Happy Paddy's to you.
Okay.
There's Max
so we're
now.
going to thank you for joining us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I get thanked as well. Do I get a point? Do I get paid?
We're on a strict budget.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a ciggy per interview.
I'll have a glass booze then.
A ciggy per interview. So if he wants another smoke later, you're going to have to do another interview.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Is that all that has to get a fag around there? Is that? Just do an interview.
That's all you got to do, yeah?
I didn't know you were so popular.
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with the roar!
Okay, here I am tonight at Erin's Pub again with Barry Houlde.
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 Like Gould.
Like H-O-U-L-D?
Right.
Okay. And you're visiting here from New Brunswick?
Right.
And you came especially for Paddy's Day?
Yes.
Wow.
Assured, yeah.
And do you have friends here? Or are you just
Yeah, I've quite a few friends, quite a few acquaintances, and I've known Ralph O'Brien for several years, and met him probably in around 1978, 79 here in St. John's, and I was over here with my work. And when he opened the pub, I used to go to see his band in the Strand and, at the Atlantic Place and up at the Avalon Mall. And then when he opened his pub, it was a natural and it was a great place to unwind, after a hard day's work or meetings or a lot of tension. You come in here, you listen to the music and the pub music, the Irish pub music or Scottish pub music, Celtic pub music, the traditional stuff and the traditional maritime and Newfoundland stuff, really appealed.
Yeah.
And as I say, it was a great place to unwind.
Great. So you're having a good time this weekend?
Oh, heavens, yes. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't too good a time because I can remember most of it. But anyway,
See
no.
what we can do tonight then.
I really thoroughly enjoyed the weekend. And I landed in here. I was up Friday morning in Riverview, New Brunswick, across the river from Moncton, and I was up about 5 o'clock because I had a 7 o'clock meeting at the airport, and I boarded the plane at I think it was 12:45, and landed here at 4 o'clock, and spent most of the time in the pub, and I think I got between 5 o'clock and Friday morning, and right now. I think I got about 9 hours sleep.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, you're holding up pretty well then.
Yeah, for no fella. I'm not doing too bad.
You look great. You're doing better than I am.
Yeah.
I've had lots of sleep today.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to be dead and gone and lying in the grave for eternity, and I'm going to make the most of it while I'm still standing on my feet.
That's a good theory, a good thing to live by for sure.
Yeah.
You come from a real musical area as well in New Brunswick, I guess?
Yeah, there's a good mix of Celtic and Acadian, which is similar, and I enjoy both, very much so. And the only real difference I can see in the New Brunswick or the Acadian music in New Brunswick and the Celtic music, and now I'm talking about the traditional, not necessarily the pub, is perhaps the percussion and the fiddles and the horns, the flutes, the penny whistles, and then the rest of it. The Acadians, they use it, and as I say, the only difference is probably the bodhrán and the toe tapping.
Yeah, I love the Acadian sound too.
Yeah.
We don't hear a lot of that here. We do have a certain amount of it, maybe over on the West Coast more.
Yeah, I suppose when I first came over here, I used to go up to the Ship Inn an awful lot, and it was, I guess, a regular place for Rufus Skinshard and Emile Benoit too, and they brought the Acadian flavor to St. John's, and with the Irish, Celtic tradition, it was a great sound.
It all mixes together and blends together.
Oh,
well, doesn't
does it ever? And I think I was mentioning to you last night, it's I think where my territory, my working territory, with the Atlantic provinces, that I can, see the difference in the Acadian Celtic mix and the Prince Edward Island. There's the Acadians there, but it's a different sound. The traditional music in that province, Nova Scotia, you can split it up. Cape Breton so-called Celtic traditional is very easy to identify. And it's the difference is refreshing.
It is, yeah. I guess each region, like when you're isolated, you do kind of have your own sound. You develop your own sound.
Even the dialects.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, you must know that from Newfoundland, all the different dialects.
Oh, yeah. Well, no difference in Nova Scotia. You go to Bonavista, or you go to, the Great Northern Peninsula, or you go down to the southern shore, or in St. John's, and they're distinctive.
Exactly.
And you go to Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, the South Shore, and you know, that's as different as night and day with variations, you know, in Antigonish and Yarmouth.
Exactly.
And it's New Brunswick, Miramichi. Sometimes you'll mistake it for a Britner, and yet you know, very cosmopolitan, easily understood, you know, accent in Moncton, St. John, you know, Fredericton.
Is there still a lot of French spoken in New Brunswick? Like in,
Oh yes,
Yeah?
I would say about 33% of the population are their mother tongue is francophone, Acadian, and Moncton, for instance, it's even probably a little higher than that again, francophone or Acadian, and it's because of the University of Moncton there, and they're expanding, and of course it's drawing an awful lot of French-speaking people, not only from New Brunswick but international students, and so it's you know, it's having its influence on the city of Moncton and that greater Moncton area.
It's really good to see that, you know. And
Yeah.
here in Newfoundland, a lot of that had been stamped out, like the speaking of French.
Yes.
And but they're starting to revive it.
Well, this happened in the Moncton area, and the Acadians were, the discrimination was bad. The Acadians were actually apologizing for being Acadian. They were actually, I'm talking now back in the 50s and the 40s. They hid it. They hid it. You know, it was just something that they didn't work, and they all learned English. Or I shouldn't say they all, but most of them learned English and spoke English in the home, so they wouldn't have that accent and be identified. You know, because they had to put up with discrimination. But today it's known that Hatfield was a different political color than when they made both French and English official languages and worked at it to implement that policy. You know, it worked. And today, well, I had two kids. I mean, although I was born in Nova Scotia in a Scottish Presbyterian community, my father spoke French, but he married an English girl and never spoke French again. And you know, it's my two kids, I put them in the total immersion program, and they were both fluently bilingual.
Yeah, that's a great
And
thing.
you know, well, my dear old dad used to tell me, he said, you know, a small business can't afford to hire two people and they want to do business in French and English. So if they get a unilingual person, you know, they've shaved half their payroll cost.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So you speak fluent French, I guess?
No, I don't. I can cuss like, you know, in French, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, what is the old tune that Tommy Reagan sings, like the language that the preacher doesn't know, or whatever it was. Yeah. Well, that's where I'm limited. I guess the same for a bit of the Gaelic too. Yeah.
Great. Well, so you're heading back tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah.
And would you like to say a shout out to our listeners or anybody in special that you might want to say hello to?
No, I think I've met most of them in the pub this weekend, but I would hope that the Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, you know, hold fast to their traditions. I know there's going to be a great influence with the development of the offshore and other resources such as the Voisey Bay, and there'll probably be other good things to happen. And the influx of people, you know, might have a tendency to dilute that, you know, those traditions. And I hope I really was impressed when I first came over here that the role that the families have in Newfoundland society. I can remember looking out my room at the Battery and seeing the families gathering at the cemetery, you know, planting flowers and cleaning things up, and the whole family was there with their lunch. I thought to myself, my gosh, that's wonderful. I haven't seen that for years in the mainland, you know. There's a whole lot of other things that, you know, that I can remember going to house parties. And the kids were involved. They were participating, and they shoved them off to bed at 9 o'clock, and the old grandmothers were, you know, it's like somebody told me one time, he said that the family is perhaps one of the most important things. And I said, well, look, I'll keep it that way. And I could remember I was taken into some neighborhoods that the homes weren't the best looking, you know, and I would go in to see their, you know, they would invite me into their homes, and I went in, and I would be ashamed to take them into my house, you know, and like the lawyer used to do some work for me. He said, Barry, he said, we Newfoundlanders are home proud. It should ever stay that. And I would say to the people, for God's sakes, see the wisdom in that song, that Newfoundland song, Thank God We're Surrounded by Water, and maybe that'll be your barrier to the, the dilution of your traditions, There's a whole lot more to life than money, And no, I've enjoyed my stay here. I really did. I love to come back. The people, you get jerks in every society, eh? But by and large, the people here, they're beautiful people. And hey, love to come back. Every time I come back, it's just a joy. And then I go home happy and saying, when can I get back again? Yeah.
That's great. Well, it's very. We're very happy to have somebody like you here. So.
I've met an awful lot of good people, and some of them are dead. And they were real honest to goodness Newfoundlanders. They weren't people from away. Yeah. Okay, it's nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for another week of Republic of Avalon Radio. Hope you enjoyed your time with us and that you all had an absolutely wonderful St. Patrick's wherever you are. But we have no way of knowing unless you get in touch with us. Why not give us a call on the Roar line? Country code 1, area code 724-426-8176. Send us email at republicofavalonradio@gmail.com or contact us in myriad other ways by going to our website at www.republicofavalonradio.com. On behalf of Lillian and a whole heap of people in the Republic of Avalon, I'm Jim Fidler. Take care of each other, and we'll catch you next time right here on Republic of Avalon Radio.
A Root Cellar production.